Hi everyone, welcome back to another Beyblade Burst Rise unboxing, and today we've got a double pack to take a look at. Now, it actually took me a while to get hold of this one, but it is a pretty decent double pack, so worth the wait in my opinion. We've got ourselves Lord Spryzen S5 and Roktavor R5 that we're going to be reviewing in this upload, and geez, it looks pretty nice. I'm quite liking that recolor there of Roktavor, and yeah, let's get stuck into it. Admire those pictures on the front. They do such a good job with those, and over to the back for our parts breakdown. So Lord Spryzen S5 first. So he is a bounce type of bay. He's got the capability with that chip there to spin left and right. So that's really awesome that we've got that gimmick. Then, of course, his energy layer there, which I did mention, is a bounce type. Then we've got our forge disc here. So D69, or the Hypersphere version of Blitz. And finally, our performance tip for him, our Hypersphere performance tip TH21, the Hypersphere version of Dimension. And then we'll move over to our Roktavor R5. So we have his energy layer, no removable chip with him, of course, because it's from the Turbo series basically. And he's a right spinner. He is a stamina type. And then down to his forge disc, which is D07 or H. And then we've got his performance tip, finally, TH14, the Hypersphere version of Charge. I think that's the Charge from our Rock Dragon. And then our stats for both these bays. So starting with Spryzen, we've got 3 to runtime and 3 to drop-in rate. So as it suggests, balanced out there because this is a balanced type of bay. And then our stats for Roktavor are 2 to runtime and 4 to drop-in rate. So we're going to have some good movement from that guy. And that'll be it for the packaging. So let's get this thing opened up. Alright, we have our product unboxed now, and we're going to start off with our Roktavor R5. Starting with his layer, and I really do like the coloring that we've got going for this one. We've got that see-through yellow, and it's actually got little silver flecks through it as well. We've got that sort of pinkish purple, a bit of gold in the center there, thrown in with some silver and black. So ties in all really well together. Okay, and so talking gimmick now. Of course, it's just the same as the one we got with the Turbo series. The gimmick's just fixed in that out position. Normally there would be little free moving sections here on either side, these points that kind of move in and out, but yeah, they've just got it in that fixed out position. But that's all good. I think it would actually perform a little bit better in that way, because the ones that were on the original didn't really do much in the way of making an impact on an opposing bay, simply because any sort of contact with them kind of just pushed them back in. So yeah, yeah, I think, as I said, it's a lot better that way. And we've got a QR code there, so we'll just flip him over for you, and you grab that for yourselves. See if that's in focus enough. All right, and we'll move on to his forge disc, which is H, or the heavy forge disc, which I don't think it's too bad of a forge disc. It's still one of the heavier ones available. Of course, there is ones that weigh a lot more out there now, but yeah, it doesn't do too bad for itself. I think it's around about 21 point something grams in weight. It's nice and rounded, so well balanced. It does have small protrusions surrounding it, so if it were to contact an opponent in any way, you get a small amount sorry, of knockback. We don't have the ability to attach a frame to it, but still, I think it's going to do pretty well with this combo. So let's move on to that performance tip. So they've given us charge for this combo, or actually charge 2, which is the second version of the Hypersphere charge performance tip that they released. It came with Rock Dragon, and it has a slightly more rounded tip to it, so which improves its lastability. It's got semi rough surface on that tip, so we're going to get some grip on the stadium with that, giving us some nice movement as well. And design wise, it really does represent the charge driver really well with that shape that we get with it. And yeah, that'll be pretty much it for our performance tip. I won't go into it too much because I have gone over it with the 2 previous versions and the other one that we did get with Rock Dragon. So we will get out our main bay now for this combo, our Lord Spryzen. So here we have it, our Lord Spryzen energy layer and chip. We're going to do a comparison to begin with here, and yeah, we'll start with the coloring. So the coloring on the Hasbro one, quite a bit lighter and a little less metallic on that gold and red, plus we're missing a lot of detailing where the stickers would go. I think pretty much all of them, yeah, all the points where the stickers would go from the original, Hasbro have left blank. But they've done really well in getting that detailing in there, so etching that in nicely, doing a really good job of representing all that detail from the original on the face of the chip there. You can see I've got the 3 dots, which is synonymous with our Spryzen bays, yeah, on those Spryzen heads on the outside there. All that detailing is definitely there, so good job in that department. And let's talk Gimmick now. So the weight Gimmick, of course, is not metal. It's just colored in silver plastic, and then the rubber on the bay is missing, so it's just solid plastic at those points, but you know, shouldn't have expected it to be rubber anyways, because they do collaborate with Takara Tomy, Hasbro do, and yeah, they agree upon certain things, and for this series pretty much all the gimmicks have been removed, which does help separate them and not infringe on too much with the TT ones. But yeah, Hasbro are trying to do their own thing with this series, so yeah, you shouldn't expect them to imitate the Takara Tomy ones too much. And then we'll move to our weight. So the overall weight, huge difference there. I'm not going to grab out the weighing machine because, of course, yeah, there is going to be such a massive difference. It's not even worth mentioning because those things are missing. You know, the rubber does weigh quite a bit, as well as that having that metal. So I'm not going to rub it in too much, that difference. And yeah, design-wise, you know, it is a bounce type, so well bounced with lots of attack and defense points surrounding it. And we'll remove that chip from the center now, so you notice that centerpiece stays with the chip, unlike this one where it stays with the layer. Yeah, we'll flip him over, and we've got that QR code, so a moment to grab that one. And you can see there is a little bit of metal on this chip, so it probably makes it one of the heavier chips from this series from Hasbro. And that's our pivot point for the ability to switch this chip from left and right. And you can use your ripcord to do that. Yeah, stick that in that gap there and give it a twist, but you can just do it with your fingers, really. It doesn't take too much force, so yeah, just give him a little twist there, and you'll hear him click into place. So locked in now, and we are left rotating, so we can attach him to things like our Dusk Bellcash's energy layer here, and there we go, which is pretty sweet. And we'll put him back on. That'll be it for that guy. Let's move on to our Forge disc. Alright, so we've got the Hypersphere version of Blitz for our Forge disc, and yeah, another comparison with our original here. The metal nowhere near as thick, quite thick on the TT one. The metal is, so we've been shaved down in size too, so you could fit this guy inside the other one. So that's going to make a huge difference to weight, as well as the gimmick has been removed as usual with Hasbro. So the gimmick was when this one gets up to speed, these plastic sections flick up, giving us extra contact. But yeah, with this shaved down shape, we do have those contact points built in, so if you were to impact an opponent, so you see it looks like those plastic bits are flicked out, but yeah, they're now made out of metal, part of the mold. Yeah, if you were to contact an opponent with this Forge disc, you would definitely get a nice attack action, so yeah, increasing yeah, our striking power if that were to happen. Not saying it will. And then we can attach a frame too, so changing its abilities with being able to do that. And yeah, I'm not going to, as I said, I'm not going to get out the weighing machine because there is going to be such a huge difference in the weight between these two. And that'll be it for our Forge disc. Finally, we've got our last part here, our performance tip for Lord Spryzen. And for that one, of course, we have the Hypersphere version of Dimension. So we've got another comparison for you, and this is just going to be purely for details. So yeah, they've done pretty well in trying to make the Hypersphere one look like the original Dimension. So yeah, you can see all those lines imitated around the outside of it there. The tip, so yeah, not too bad with that either. Like, I've got mine extended pretty high at the moment, so it should be a lot lower than that. That'll probably help out with the comparison, and we can still go down that a little bit more. There we go. So yeah, done a pretty good job there as well. So our tip on the Hypersphere one is quite a bit more rounded, so we get that stamina sort of that you can get from the TT one. And yeah, the very tip of it does stick out that small amount, so we're going to run on that. a bit if you can flat launch this guy. But yeah, when you do come in contact with this surrounding area, it is semi-rough, so that's going to pick up some extra movement with that contact. So it's going to be nice to see how this thing goes around the stadium. But yeah, Hypersphere version of Dimension. So let's put this guy together and have a feel of those slopes, which we will do with our Roktavor as well, which was something I forgot to do. So we'll put them together, we'll have a feel of their slopes, and then get out the stadium for a test launch. So let's see how Roktavor's slopes go here, and get all those parts on, and there we are. And some really nice resistance initially to begin with there. Yeah, semi-strong grip on those. The slopes don't have too much of an angle on them. They seem pretty flat, but the grip's not too bad. Yeah, I'd give that probably just a little bit above average for those slopes. Almost average, just because the angle's not too great. But yeah, all in all, not that bad. All right, let's get our Spryzen together. Get all of his parts on, and we're right rotating, so should be okay. And oh yeah, nice little bit of resistance to start with on him, and oh, good angle to those slopes. Wow, it ran down those pretty fast just then, and as you see, it just wants to flick back. So nice steep slopes with him, and the grip's doesn't feel as strong as the Roktavor's grip, but that angle on the slopes there is definitely going to make up for that. So yeah, once again, just a bit above average. It's not the strongest that I've felt, but yeah, we'll see how it goes when we do pair him up against some opponents. And yeah, as I said, let's grab out that stadium for our test launch to finish things off. Our stadium is set up now. We've got the lights going, and I'll launch our Roktavor R5 to begin with. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. So, good flat launch from me, and we found some grip. So a little bit of movement, which is to be expected from that second version of Charge, because it still does have a semi-rough surface on it, but we're looking for last ability from him because he is a stamina type, and yeah, looks like he's going to last for a decent amount of time. We've got that heavy forge disc helping out with that, and those colors do blur together nicely, all that purple and yellow. And so we've got a bit of a wobble on now, so starting to lose balance and slow down, but still holding in there okay. And there we go. That's it for him, so that wasn't too bad at all. We'll see how he goes in the actual match, but yeah, that's pretty good. And this is it, time for our featured bay to hit the stadium. Lord Spryzen S5, and 3, 2, 1, let it rip. There we go. And good movement from him. And he was 3 on runtime and 3 for drop-in rate, so he's meant to be bounced in both those departments. I know it's only a 3, so don't expect like a huge amount of movement and lastability from him. He's just going to be representing both those evenly, and he seems to be doing that pretty well. We're still picking up a bit of movement, only a slight bit, as well as running for a good amount of time. So that is going to be it for this unboxing, folks. Let's just grab him real quick there. And I definitely recommend picking this double pack up. I think our Lord Spryzen's going to be a halfway decent bay, as well as our Roktavor here. It seems like a really good combo for him. Yeah, but I hope you liked the video, and until next time, enjoy the rest of your day.